Today we're going to be talking about color calibration. When I first started digital scrapbooking, the colors on my screen were different than what I was printing out. It didn't take me very long before I began asking what was the problem and how could I fix it. Back then, Photoshop Elements had something called Adobe Gamma, and you just ran that program and wow, suddenly my printer was printing the same colors as what I was seeing on the screen, and I was shocked. I had never had any idea prior to digital scrapbooking that was the case. Most of the time, when the color's different on your screen than what you print out, it's not your printer, it's your screen. Your screen changes the color profile the more you use it, and so it has to be adjusted every so often. Now, this is, to me, really important if you're digital scrapbooking, and even more important if you're a designer. You don't want to pick out a color palette and be sharing it all over online and having people buy it only to find out that it's printing out funky on everybody else's computer just like it is yours. And so with the new screens, with the flat screens such as this, you can't use Adobe Gamma. It doesn't work. It only worked on those big what I think they were called CT monitors, and the flat screens, it doesn't work on it, and there are not as many options for us. Sometimes you can find in your software on your computers programs that will help you adjust it, but my best solution is to use a little thing like this called a color calibrator. And now this one is called a Spyder, and there's another one out there that's actually more popular. People say it does better, but it does not, but it costs a whole lot more. And this one I bought at Best Buy for, I can't remember, $60 or $70. I had to go to bestbuy.com. They didn't even have it at the local Best Buy. I couldn't find any of these things anywhere locally, which I thought was really strange. They probably could sell a whole lot if they sold them locally, but I was able to order it at bestbuy.com and have it shipped to Best Buy and then run out there and pick it up. Huey, that's the name of the other one. Now the Huey, I looked up on it too, and it was only licensed for one computer, so it was not only more expensive, but you could only use it on one computer, and you had to buy one for each computer. The Spyder I could use on as many computers as I wanted, and that makes a big difference, and this works just right. And so this is what it looks like. It's kind of a funky thing, and we're going to watch it work. It is simply plugged in here to my USB port. That's my hub here in my little setup, and this is what it looks like. And what happens is it's got, I'm trying to record with one hand, it's got this little thing on the cord. See, there's the Huey. It's hard for me to do this with one hand. And this is a weight. And the purpose of the weight now is to put the weight over the back side of your screen and to drop the Spyder onto your screen. And when you run this program, it will go through colors, as we're going to see here in a minute, and the Spyder and the Huey will read those colors and then adjust your profile. And now I did this last night. I haven't done this in a long time, and I was shocked once again at the differences, the before and the after. In fact, I had been trying to make some scrapbooking pages for my wall with some old photos recently, and they were not printing out right. They were just too dark, and I could not understand Well, I could. I knew it was my color profile. So I had to dig out my Spyder. I hadn't dug it out in a long time. And I'm here to share it with you. Now I'm going to move it over to the side a little bit and turn out the light. Well, I'm going to turn it out in just a minute because it says as you go through these instructions, here's the program opened up. You'll read the instructions and it's really easy to do. You just follow them. But it says not to have any ambient light in the room, to turn off all overhead light. So I just have this mini light on right now so that I could show you the Spyder. And but before I do that, I want to show you one of the first instructions it gives is to change the brightness or the backlighting of your computer. And on laptops sometimes that's kind of hard to find. And if you look right here on my F5 and F6 buttons, there's my brightness, but it's in a little blue ink underneath the letters. And so we're used to having something like the 5 where we have to press the shift key to get to what's on top. And then what's on bottom is the key that works without any help. So these keys up here are different because what you get without pressing any help is on top. So how do we get to those bottom keys? Down here you can see my fingernails get to my keys. My keyboard is dirty there. Is this FN key, and you can see it's also in blue, so that's color coded. So anytime I want to get to any of the keys, there's a bunch up here too that are in blue, I have to press that FN key. You'll note the print screen up here is in blue, I think, and I have to hold that down. So I'm going to press the FN key, and then I'm going to press these keys at the same time, hold them down, and you're going to get, there's my brightness coming up on my computer. And it suggests to set it back to the default, which is always as bright as could be. I'm not sure that's always the case, but I can hit one and then the other and choose a brightness. So I'm going to put that all the way up, and I'm going to turn off this overhead light. And it says here is your assistant, and let me change hands. Let's move the Spyder off just a little bit for right now because I got to get down here to this next button. And it tells a little bit about it, and I'm going to hit the next button, and here's where it talks about the two screen types. You have the SRT, which is those old big ones, and you have your LCD monitors, which are your thin flat ones. And so the Adobe Gamma does not work on the LCD screens, which is what most of us have right now. And I'm going to click Next, and it says to select the display type, and mine is LCD. And then it shows what the native settings are. Click Next, and here's where it tells you about your brightness and your contrast. And most laptops are called backlit, not brightness. So I have that setting, and I'm going to click Next. And here's where it tells you to change that brightness that I just told you about. And now I'm supposed to be able to see 4 distinct colors here, and I barely see number 3, but I can see it. And so I could adjust my brightness down and make that a little better, but I'm going to go with the flow here. I was trying to see if we were zoomed all the way out. It says to put the thing together, but I've had it together a long time, and now it says to place it on the screen. So this is where I take my Spyder and I put it, it has an image of it there, and I'm just going to put it right over that image, right where it tells me to put it. My dog is down there saying, "Hey, I'm awake, I want to go outside." Stop rubbing on the bed, dog. Okay. She was scratching her back on the bed. Annoying, annoying, annoying. Okay. So now I'm going to press continue now that I've got it in place. And it says initializing sensor and reading black point. So this is the boring part. And we can watch it go through. It does take a while. If I wanted to press escape to cancel, I could do that. Now it says reading red samples, and you can watch, hopefully, I'm going to hold this at the right angle, as it goes through a variety of red colors. It started out with black, and it's moving up through the color ranges, and each time it changes, the Spyder is reading it, and it's going to use the things it reads to adjust the color profile. Now you can go online, and there are some calibration tools online. I've used them and they work okay, but what they do is they put a cookie on your machine. And if you're like me and you clean your cookies all the time and keep your machine clean and running good from spam, you got to clean those cookies all the time. And if you're doing that, then it's hard to utilize one of those because you'd have to reset it every day. This Spyder is definitely well worth the money for any digital scrapbooker. Now it says reading green samples, so you can see it's now going through some green. You'll remember what RGB stands for: red, green, blue, and so all other colors are made from red, green, and blue, and that's why this Spyder goes through all of the other colors. Of course, you can listen to my other tutorials where I say I don't understand that all colors are made for red, green, and blue, because if you know the color wheel, it's not red, green, and blue, so I'm going to leave you with that, and you can go look and see what I mean. I'll let you think on that one. So I'm trying to think of things to say as we watch this go through here, but I really want to take the time to record it, because I think for those that don't have a Spyder, this is really interesting to watch. And again, note that I'm in the dark here in my room because it says to not have any ambient light, other light onto your screen, and so I guess windows would be important. I think I read it that it said, oh, we've got on to blue now. I think I read a long time ago when I first got it to have the light that as you might have it while you're using the computer. That doesn't make sense if you got to turn off your overhead light. So what else am I going to say as we go through all the blue colors? Okay. Yeah. I had something in mind to say and it totally escaped my mind. That happens a lot. I think I remember. It's coming back slowly, like the blue here is coming back. Another thing that it said, this is what I was going to say, another thing that it said in the beginning in those instructions was to have your computer on for at least an hour so that it warms up. Now I thought that was interesting. I had never read that before last night. I caught it last night as I was reading through. And This computer has not been on for an hour. I just got up. I do these videos very early in the morning, and you can see my dog just got up too. She's patiently waiting over there for me to take her outside. I've got the door closed so that the boys don't come in here. Okay, now where did we go next? It says reading gray samples. So now it's going to go through and adjust the contrast, I guess, because it goes through and goes from black all the way up through white. And then I think it is done. So you don't have to wait that much longer. You can set this up and, you know, go make yourself a bowl of popcorn or something. You know, go take a shower, let it run. You don't have to sit here and watch it go through all of these colors. It's a little different on my screen than it is on my little camcorder screen. My little camcorder screen is showing blue, and it is really gray on what I'm seeing with my real eyes here. So I'm not sure if you're getting the true idea of what's going on, but it's getting close. Are you tired of hearing me babble? I would be tired of hearing me babble. I did use this on my XP machine. Now, this is on my Vista. Now it says verifying color temperature. And it's almost got a sepia tone color. Actually, that'd be a really nice background color for my computer. And now it's black again. Ah, my dog act. Okay. Now it's done, and it says you may remove the Spyder from your display. After removing the instrument, click the right arrow. So we're going to remove the Spyder because it's done. I'm going to set it down here and switch hands with my camcorder and go down here and click the next button. Your display is calibrated, yada yada yada, where it sticks it, and that's what's great about this. It's permanent. When you turn on your computer, you'll see it'll come up your original color profile, and then you'll see a thing that says color vision data come up as your computer is loading, and then you'll see the thing change. And this is the cool part. This is their test screen, and last night this was really amazing. I'm not sure what it's going to do today, but you can hit this little switch button and it shows you the before and after. So here is the before, which is really cold colors. The bluish, and then you hit it again, and this is after, and you can see the faces are much more realistic colors. So before and after, so you can see what a big difference that the color calibration makes. I mean, just imagine trying to print that out versus trying to print this out. Then we're going to hit next, and it says important not to change any of the other settings, such as that brightness setting that we had. Otherwise you have to run this again. It says that you'll have to run it every so often, but you can see it's very simple and easy to do, and I really highly recommend you getting one of these, even if you're just a digital scrapbooker, and as I said, even more importantly if you're a designer. So I hope you've enjoyed this demonstration, and I hope it's shown you how important color calibration is. Have a great day.